Hey everyone, how are you all doing today? I am doing well. I thought that the final Raptors game is tonight. Sadly, the Toronto Raptors haven't made the playoffs this year. 4 years ago they won the whole thing against Cleveland Cavaliers. The Raptors came in 9th place. They have won 40 and lost 40. Their final game of their season is tomorrow. Hopefully they will win their last off to end off their season. They will play against the Boston Celtics, and the Celtics are number 2 team and has a spot in the playoffs. So good luck Raptors. I am a really huge Raptors fan. Actually, fun fact about me, that basketball is my favorite sport to watch on TV. I have been to a live game and it was awesome. Drake, I think, was there. Drake is a really big Raptors fan too. Anyways, the 2023 NBA playoffs starts on Monday with round 1. The top team of the league are the Bucks. I might watch the final game of the playoffs at the end of May where they end. Last year the Golden State Warriors won it all for 2022. They came in at number 5, which they don't go to the playoffs this year. Anyways, tomorrow night the game will be really exciting at 7:30 p.m. game starts. Since I am speaking about sports, sadly the Toronto Blue Jays won their first game of their season, but they lost their next 4. What happened to the Blue Jays? They're 4 games back from first place in their league. Anyhow, now let's talk all about tomorrow and the weekend coming up. And the weekend coming up, it's a 4-day long weekend. What is Good Friday and why do we celebrate it, especially as Christians? Well, in the Bible, Good Friday dates all the way back to Bible times to BC, and a celebration of the Passion of the Lord. It's a really sad time for Jesus. The royal soldiers, guided by Jesus' disciple Judas Iscariot, arrested Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. Judas received money, which were 30 pieces of silver, for betraying Jesus, and told the guards that whomever he kisses is the one that they got to arrest. Following his arrest, Jesus was taken to the house of Annas, the father-in-law of the high priest Caiaphas. There he was interrogated with little result, and sent bound to Caiaphas the high priest, which the Sanhedrin had assembled. Conflicting testimony against Jesus was brought forth by many witnesses, to which Jesus answered nothing. Finally they adjured Jesus to respond inter Salimoth, saying, I adjudge you by the living God to tell us that he is the anointed one, which he is the Son of God. Jesus testified ambiguously, you have said it, and in time you will see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of the Almighty, coming on the clouds of heaven. The high priest condemned Jesus for blasphemy, and the Sanhedrin concurred with the sentence of death. Peter, waiting in the courtyard, also denied Jesus 3 times to bystanders while the interrogations were proceeding, just as Jesus had foretold. In the morning the whole assembly brought Jesus to the Roman governor Pontius Pilate under charges of subverting the nation, opposing taxes to Caesar, and making himself a king. Pilate authorized the Jewish leaders to judge Jesus according to their own law and execute sentencing. However, the Jewish leaders replied that they were not allowed by the Romans to carry out a sentence of death. Pilate questioned Jesus and told the assembly that there was no basis for sentencing. Upon learning that Jesus was from Galilee, Pilate referred the case to the ruler of Galilee, which was King Herod, who was in Jerusalem for the Passover feast. This is great and fantastic. Herod questioned Jesus but received no answer. That Herod sent Jesus back to Pilate. This is history about how Jesus and why really truly amazing, and hopefully whoever watching me right now can learn and understand more about what happened. Pilate told the assembly that neither he nor Herod found Jesus to be guilty. Pilate resolved to have Jesus whipped and released. Under the guidance of the chief priest, the crowd asked for Barabbas, who had been imprisoned for committing murder during an insurrection. Pilate asked what they would have him to do with Jesus, and they demand crucify him. Pilate's wife had seen Jesus in a dream earlier that day, and she forewarned Pilate to have nothing to do with this righteous man. Pilate had Jesus flogged and then brought him out of the crowd to release him. The chief priests informed Pilate of a new charge, which is demanding that Jesus would be sentenced to death. Wow, pretty harsh, but good news that the story is really sad now, but ends up having a really awesome and amazing ending. Because he claimed to be God's son. This possibility filled Pilate with fear, and he brought Jesus back inside the palace, and demanded to know where exactly did he came from. Oh, this story is getting good. By the way, got all of this information off the wonderful Wikipedia. The dates for this time was found in the 19th century, so 1900. Dirt's coming before the crowd one last time. Pilate declared that Jesus was innocent, and washed his own hands in water to show that he had no part in this condemnation. Nevertheless, Pilate handed Jesus over to be crucified in order to forestall a riot. The sentence written was Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews. Jesus carried his cross to the site of execution, assisted by Simon of Cyrene, called the plate of the skull plate. Sorry about that. Or Golgotha in Hebrew, and in Latin, which means Calvary. There he was crucified with two criminals. Now I want to play a song for you guys, which is performed by me, the Accessibility Guy. Hope you all enjoy. The song is Above All by Michael W. Smith, cover by the Accessibility Guy. Don't worry, it's not copyrighted because it's an instrumental version of the song, and this is one of my top 5 Christian songs of all time. Hopefully I don't mess the lyrics up. Here I go in 3, 2, 1. He was wounded for our transgressions, crushed for our iniquities. By his wounds we are healed. That is from Isaiah chapter 52 from 700 BC.
above every time I meant of my it above every time above I stand above I mental above I time I mental above above I went down above I am above I elemental above I above I above I went down I of my above I enter down above I above I enter above I above I
Thanks, I did it without crying. I haven't heard that song for a year since Good Friday in 2022. Now then, let's continue this, shall we? Jesus agonized on the cross for 6 hours. Wow, I never knew that fact. During his last 3 hours on the cross from noon to 3 p.m., darkness fell over the whole land. Wow, dark by 3 p.m., middle of the day. Wow. Jesus spoke from the cross, quoting the Messianic Psalm 22, my God, why did you have forsaken me? With a loud cry, Jesus gave up his spirit. Before that, the soldiers beat him up, nailed his bare hands right on the cross with wearing a crown of thorns which hurts like stink. His back was beaded black and blue. Wow, can't imagine for 6 straight hours there was an earthquake when Jesus gave up his spirit. Jesus lost a lot of blood. Fun fact, there's 1.5 gallons of blood in the human body, which is a real lot, like 5.7 liters of blood. Wow, that's crazy. And Jesus bleed out, and he was dead, but then 3 days later something like you never expected happened. Tombstone where his body laid broke open, and the curtain in the temple was torn from top to bottom. The Tertullian that was on guard at the site of crucifixion declared truly this was God's Son. Joseph of Arimathea, a member of the Sanhedrin and a Caesar follower of Jesus, who had not consented to his condemnation, went to plead to rescue the body of Jesus. Another Caesar follower of Jesus, and member of the Sanhedrin named Nicodemus,
examine my budget line of environment, but I said, but I'm even it might have even environment, but
brought about 100-pound weight mixture of spices and helped rape the body of Jesus. Pilate asked confirmation from the centurion of whether or not Jesus was dead. A soldier pierced the side of Jesus with a lance, causing blood and water to flow out, and the centurion informed Pilate that Jesus was dead. Interruption for a second. Tonight Boston Bruins are playing against Toronto Maple Leafs, and halfway throughout the game Toronto is winning 1-0 tonight. Doesn't care who WNS. I have a feeling Toronto will win because they are a game closer to reaching 50 games won of their season. They are at 36 games won, maybe 47 games after tonight. Go Toronto, go. Even though if Boston wins tonight they will win their 61st game of their season, which 62 games won in a season is the all-time NHL history record. They might beat it, but the pressure for them is on. Anyways, back to this, keep you guys updated throughout the game, and they both played 5 times this 2022-2023 hockey season. I would like to see Toronto win 50 games this season. That would be great for them to do that. They are so close, just for maybe 3 games away from that after tonight. I think that the NHL team plays 82 games per season. Before 1997 it was 81 games. So is the way it looks now for Toronto. After tonight they will play only 4 games left of their season, and if they lose tonight to the Bruins, wow, holy crap, then if they want to do it they need to win their final 4 games of their own. If they win tonight they need to win 3 out of the final 4. I am just looking at the upcoming games next week. Is it next weekend? Pressure is on. The most games won by Toronto was 47 games, and they will do it tonight maybe. Even though, guys, I am all for Boston, but I am cheering for Toronto for their final week before the playoffs. As for Boston, they only need to win 2 out of 5 games left, 4 games after tonight, to tie the NHL history all-time record. Wow, 2 all-time records might be broken next week. Anyway, sorry about that, back to my video. Joseph of Arimathea took Jesus' body, wrapped it in a clean linen shroud, and placed it in his own new tomb that it had been carved in the rock, in a garden near the site of the crucifixion. Nicodemus also brought 75 pounds of myrrh and aloes, and placed them in with the linen with the body. And final period starts. I just can't believe I am saying this. Someone should pay me for saying this. I know my stepdad, who is watching this, will be happy. Go Toronto, go kick Boston's butt. Boston won enough games. They won 60, which is a lot. Sorry again. In keeping with Jewish burials customs, they rolled a large rock over the entrance of the tomb. Then they returned home and rested because Shabbat had begun at sunset. Matthew chapter 28 verse 1 says, after the Sabbath at dawn on the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene went to look at the tomb. After the Sabbath at dawn on the first day of the week, he is not here, he has risen, just as he said to Matthew chapter 28 verse 6. Now I will perform another song for you guys. This is Waymaker by Mandisa, cover by the Accessibility Guy. Don't worry, instrumental songs are not copyrighted, so it's totally fine for me to use. Thanks he is alive, amen. I can feel God in the room with me and Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I should do more videos like this, maybe for Christmas, which is Jesus' birthday. So that's my video. Hopefully you all enjoy. Some of you guys don't want to watch this because what I called it, but I don't care what people think. Nobody forcing me or pressuring me to believe. I just choose to believe, and I choose to believe and made these videos like this one. I was going to do it on my computer, but I am recording this kind of later than I wanted to, and one of my family members went to bed, but I want to record this video at 11 at night. I hope it uploads before midnight because it switches to a new day. Well, I just want to say that happy Easter long weekend, and a happy sad Good Friday. Tomorrow morning there will be a church service on TV. I might try and watch it and maybe watch it tomorrow morning, and there will be one again on Sunday. By the way, before I go, Boston won tonight. Sadly, the pressure on now for Toronto Final Four. Their next game is Saturday night against Montreal. See you next week, Mud Drop.
But for
Okay, sorry.
fine. Apple 5 but I have but I have I have instead of but I have I my advisor Apple Apple realized I'm realized I'm how environment I have poison when I'm McDonald. But I'm alpha, I'm my apple, line of my line apple, my when I'm how investor realize I'm I've been love you how it was love when I but now I've my I my by self when it as right am I by how many for but I'm in an area but for myself for fine I am some of where I am but when my but area by in my area but area but I but some my but for area from but some but when my some but area but when more but more I have been area but for but I'm for AI man of my fam now my for AI am for abba when I'm done I've five minute but for minutes uh, uh, uh,